And all the other stores they come.
All right, hey guys, my name's Quett. I'm from Olympus, and today we are at McBain's camera in Edmonton. It's the first time I've been out this way, and as you can kind of tell, my accent isn't very Canadian at all. So I actually worked for Olympus in Australia originally, but I worked in Asia Pacific, and I got a tap on the shoulder, and they asked me, hey, would you like to come over to the Americas? And so here I am. It's really cold. I've never come across such a cold place in my life, so I was really unprepared. As you can see, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Really bad idea. So anyway, we're at McBain today. We're showing off the new E-M1X. So if you've got a few spare minutes, come down and have a chat to us. But if you've got any questions or anything like that, in the next few minutes or something like that, feel free to ask me as well. I like walks on the beach. I like pina coladas, those sorts of things. But I actually am half an okay photographer as well. So if you like puppies, hey, hit me up on Instagram. Search Quett Lai, so Quettlai, and you will see lots of happy puppies on there. Because to be honest, I'm still quite new to this place, so I haven't really had a chance to photograph anything else. And my local dog park has a lot of puppies that come down there in the afternoon, and everybody likes a happy puppy. So if you want to have a look at some pictures, well, then hop on there as well. While I do talk about that, I should actually talk about the E-M1X, because the autofocusing algorithm in the new E-M1X is absolutely amazing. So for continually moving subjects like running around dogs, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm actually showing it. Thank you for that. I'm actually showing this camera with the new 12-200 lens here. Really nice all-in-one lens. If you're a traveler or something like that, this is a wonderful option for you. It looks actually quite small on the E-M1X, but it does have a pretty amazing range. You've got that focal length of 24 to 400 in the one lens itself. And if you're using Olympus's cameras, well, then you've got the in-body stabilization, so you're going to be able to quite easily handhold that 400mm. Completely weather sealed. So if you're using one of our weather sealed bodies, whether it's the E-M1 series or even the E-M5 series, the nice thing is that if you get caught in the rain, the camera is going to be completely fine. You're going to be completely wet. So the nice thing is that the camera will be fine in that regard there. That's how far it extends out when you're at the full 200 mil there. And that's it when it's right in here. So as you can see, with the E-M1X, it is a completely integrated solution. So you can't remove that grip. In terms of physical size, it's almost identical in size to the E-M1 Mark II when you actually do add the grip. But what's a little bit different is that both the batteries are actually placed into the base of the camera. So this actually has a full cartridge system here, which you can actually just take in and swap out. But the other nice thing about the E-M1X is that you can actually completely charge your batteries from the USB-C device there. So for me personally, I actually use the charger from my MacBook Pro and plug it straight into this, and this will actually charge both batteries at once. That's actually currently the most, the quickest way you can charge your batteries for this particular camera. In the box, if you do buy this camera, it'll actually come with 2 chargers, but the camera body itself will allow you to charge internally 2 batteries at once. The other really nice thing about this particular system is that if you've got a specific power bank that can output to USB-C, the nice thing is that you can actually charge through a power bank also. So really good for travelers who, say for example, won't be anywhere near a power socket for a few days. If you've got a nice big power bank, well, then you can use that to charge your batteries up as well. In terms of the camera body itself, construction-wise, it's had some pretty significant upgrades as far as weather sealing is concerned. So if you do have any of our Pro Series lenses, they are completely weather sealed. The E-M1X is definitely weather sealed. So we actually guarantee the weather sealing to an IPX1 rating. It's actually currently the only manufacturer, sorry, let me try and say that right. We're currently the only manufacturer in the world that actually puts an official IPX rating on any of our weather sealed cameras. cameras. So that's pretty nice there, but I can guarantee to you, as far as IPX is ratings are concerned, internally we have tested it to a much higher standard than that. So if you get caught in the rain or anything like that, the E-M1X is going to be completely fine in that regard too. One of the other new additions, as far as technology is concerned, with the E-M1X is the new stabilization system in here. So when paired with our 12-100 Pro Series lens, where is that? Do we have one there? There we go. Yeah, thanks, Glenn. That's the 12-100 there. When you combine that with the E-M1X, you can actually get up to 7.5 steps of stabilization compensation. Now, internally, I'll tell you a little bit of story of what's happening globally within the Olympus business. There's actually an internal competition, just a friendly competition. There's no prize or anything like that. But we're seeing how slow you can handhold the shutter speed for this particular combination of the 12-100 and the E-M1X at 25 mil, so 50 mil in your 35 mil focal terms. Right now there's a South African who resides in Australia, who works for the Australian business, that can actually handhold that at 15 seconds and still get a completely still shot. So he has very, very steady hands. My personal handhold speed, I'm not that steady. But having said that, with the 12-100, I have managed to get a at 100 mil. I've actually managed to handhold at 4 seconds. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So that's that's a really nice improvement as far as the stabilization system is concerned. The really nice thing about that stabilization system as well, especially as you start using longer focal lengths, you're going to find that keeping your super telephoto steady is going to be much easier. Makes it easier to keep tracking of subjects as you start to pan that sort of thing as well. So that's pretty neat there. Speaking of tracking subjects and things like that, one of the really important things about the E-M1X is that we utilize a new focusing algorithm with this particular camera, and that's got a lot to do with the fact that this is running a dual processor, or a dual triplicate processor. So as opposed to, say, for example, the E-M1 Mark II, which is using just a single TruePic 8 processor there. So what this camera has the ability to do at the moment is actually identify specific targets. So out of the box, it can identify like motorsports vehicles, so motorcycles, cars, that sort of thing. It can identify trains. It can also identify aircraft as well. That's just the beginning. As future firmware updates come out, we're going to be increasing the amount of subjects that this camera will be able to detect, which is going to be pretty exciting to see what comes out further down the track. The new autofocusing algorithm really is something else. I was lucky enough to actually shoot down at Daytona for the Daytona 500 a few weeks ago, and I found that the camera was literally picking up the cars as they were traveling at 200 miles per hour, and I didn't really have to worry too much about the continual autofocus. All I needed to worry about was the actual framing of my shot, and a lot of the camera was doing all of the continual autofocus work for me. I wasn't really doing anything at all. I was letting the AI system take over in that regard. So that, for a photographer, the freedom of being able to just concentrate on your framing as opposed to concentrating on the focusing is very liberating as far as your photography is concerned. So we definitely know that there are other genres of photography that could benefit from the new intelligent autofocusing system, and we're already getting feedback already for what should be the next subjects that this camera will be able to detect. So we're listening to a lot of feedback. We're seeing a lot of chatter online. Keep up that chatter, because literally we take it on board as feedback. We need that sort of feedback. So please continue to do what you guys do online. But yeah, that's a bit of a quick spiel about the EM1X as a camera. If you do have questions, we are going to be here till 4 o'clock. Myself and my offsider Double G, he's over there on the other side of the room. But you know, please feel free to come down and ask any questions. We'll be here to see you. So hopefully you can come down. Anyhow, I'm Quett Lai from Olympus, signing off from McBain's in Edmonton. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon, hopefully. All right, bye for now.